What's up YouTube, I'm just another guy and welcome back to Gibraltar United. So here we are about halfway through the season. I actually played a game more than I originally meant to, but what it does mean is we have a live com today against Lincoln Gibraltar in the Premier League, Premier Cup semi-final. So hopefully it'll be a good game, hopefully it'll be a game that we can win. But I've got a few things I want to talk about beforehand. So I was actually doing some sort of calculations, sort of looking at things and, you know, sort of planning ahead in a way. What I did is I went into League 2 and I had a look at what the lowest club in League 2 was spending on their salary per annum. And it was Morecambe, and they were spending about £600 and something per annum. Now, currently, based upon how much we earn, I'm not going to spoil it, you know, we are top of the table. Not convincingly right now, but we have a game in hand. But what I want to do is I want to show you, if we go on what we're currently spending per annum, it is 124,000. So Morecambe spend about 6 times more than us, and they're a professional team. Now, of course, there are teams in the conference who are professional, and you know that might be a better or more realistic comparison, you know, between how much I would be potentially forced to, you know, pay in terms of wages if I were to turn professional. But what I did is I put some calculations in place, quite literally by myself, by hand. And, you know, I thought, you know, worst case scenario, how much wage am I going to be paying a week on staff? How much am I going to be paying on players? And, you know, I calculated, put it all together, and I looked at it and quite literally said, you know, even if we consistently get to the second qualifying phase of the Champions League, it's not going to be sustainable for us to turn professional. So, what is the point of me currently saving up money to turn professional when it's not going to be sustainable? I'm then relying on a lot of pot luck that we get a good few young Gibraltarian players, I should say, through our youth system, and hope that maybe one year we can fluke ourselves through past the second qualifying phase. So what I decided to do quite literally today, because I made a save point here, I had a day to think about it, I came back and I'm doing this live com, and I've decided I'm going to both improve my youth and training facilities. The combined total is £410,000, which will be spent at the end of the season to improve the facilities. But we can accommodate that. The £410,000, that can be picked up from the Champions League. So overall, I just felt I'm not getting good enough youngsters through my youth system. I wanted to improve my training facilities as well, since I knew it wouldn't cost too much. And so that's what's going to be happening. I do want to save, but like I said, I don't think it's sustainable for us to consistently get to the second round of the qualifying phase of the Champions League, second qualifying phase of the Champions League, I should really say, and be professional. There's just, you know, the league won't sustain us. So I've decided to spend, for at least this year, I'll probably save the year after and, you know, see how we go from there again. But for this year, I'm definitely going to be improving both training and youth facilities. See if the club can benefit from that from any way, shape or form. But that's all I really want to talk about. I just want to talk about, you know, the saving, spending scenario or situation that I sort of find myself in and sort of debating up. And this year, I sort of caved in a little and went for a bit of spending. So with that in mind, let's go into the league, I guess. We'll talk about how we're doing. So, of course, you've already seen, you know, I wanted to click on that. We're currently top of the table, 1 game in hand on the team in 4th, which is Gibraltar Scorpions, who are doing very well. As you can see as well, it's quite a weird league table currently. Lincoln, who are not doing really well, they currently find themselves just above the playoff zones. Playoff spot, I should say, not zone. Man 62 find themselves bottom. Newly promoted boys Lions find themselves up in 3rd place. So it's a bit of a weird table right now, and you know what, it could sort itself out, but I don't really see it happening. We've signed a lot of good players from Lincoln this year, and overall I just think we're going to run away with this league. Despite the fact we've lost a game this season, we're still going to run away with this league, and it will then be a battle between, I think, Gibraltar Scorpions, Lions and Britannia, all battling for the 2nd and 3rd place spots, which are now this year Europa League spots, of course, if we go on to rules. There you go, 2nd and 3rd place, qualify for Europa League, depending on the Rock Cup winner. So who did we lose to? That is, of course, the question on everyone's minds. We actually lost to Gibraltar Scorpions, which, of course, looking at the league table, is not an ideal situation. And if you look at the game, we actually played well enough to probably earn 3 points based upon match stats. But then if you also look at the game, we didn't take our chances, they took all 2 of theirs. Okay, they only had 2, but they took 2, and that's what makes the difference. Taking your chances, not taking your chances. Should have won the game, didn't win the game, poor defensively, poor going forward, really poor going forward. We actually played, as you had Coling, as you see, go off. You had to take both strikers off in the end, because once we fell 2-0 down, I thought, you know what, change both strikers, see what they can do. They both played even worse than the original two, and Coling was only on the pitch for bloody 14 minutes. So, yeah, it just wasn't a good game, that one. But apart from that, we have glided through. We beat Britannia 3-0, kept a clean sheet. We beat Lions 3-0, kept a clean sheet. Lincoln 2-0, kept a clean sheet. Another good, easy performance from us. We've just been really good this season, and we sort of found some solid defensive ground for the first time in this whole save. We've been able to keep clean sheets. As you can see, we've only conceded 5 goals domestically all season. And that is a very good record. And in fact, we've only conceded 4 goals in the league all season long. So, really encouraging stuff. Really good from the whole team. The whole team is playing really well this year. Dale Coling is playing well, despite the fact his average rating isn't above 7. He's got 7 clean sheets in 14 games. I think that's really good for him. Elsewhere, Coling is still banging in goals. Gregory is currently out injured, which is a shame. 2 things I want to pick up on. Moon and Cornello both spoke to me after 1 game in the league season, after the Man 62 game, and said they were unhappy with the level, with the amount of first team football they were getting. I said to Moon, you know, give me a little bit of time. There's a lot of game left to play. You know, you'll get a chance to play. A week later, he spoke up to me again and said he was unhappy that I broke the promise of not giving him first team football. We didn't play a game in that week. I don't know what he was thinking. I said, you know, give me more time in the season. He gave me a week. So in the end, Moon and Cornello both want to leave the sides. I've accepted that they're going to leave the side. Moon will probably leave at the end of the season on a free. Cornello, no one's interested in him, so no matter what, he's here for another 2 years. But, you know, them two will be leaving the side. You know what? I don't think they'll be missed. I don't really rate Cornelio, sorry. It's an I-O at the end. Sorry, I butchered that. But yeah, Cornelio I don't really rate. I didn't rate him in the first season when we signed him. He didn't really I did rate him, I should say, but once he started playing, I lost faith in him, and so he went out the team. And with Moon, he's just never really found his chance. We always, I originally turned down the chance to sign him. When we did sign him, I signed him purely on the fact that he didn't really have a team, and I didn't really want him to retire. And he's getting some games now, but you know, that won't quench his first. And plus, when Gregory gets back, he's jumping straight back in the team. He's been scoring a lot of goals this season and getting a few assists. So, how long is he actually out for? 10 days, so he'll probably miss another game or 2. So, yeah, Moon won't be too pleased. But he's, like I say, he's leaving the side anyway. Elsewhere, we just have people, you know, playing consistently throughout this year. Harrison Smith have been really good at the back. Burgess has been playing a few times at left back. He's currently starting his 4th game of the season today. Montgomery and Montegriffo, well, Montgomery's definitely been playing well. Montegriffo's let me down a little bit this season, not been as consistent. As a result, Durate is currently starting, but even if Montegriffo was fit, I would still probably be starting with Durate just because he's not really been up to it, Montegriffo, this season. Brown's put in some really good performances, actually overshadowed Barcelo, so that's good for the youngster there. And also Victor Lopez is currently out suspended today from our starting lineup. But let's go into this. So we're going to the Cup. It should be a game that we should win and should progress through quite easily. Burnham's been playing really well, but I do want to play Burgess. I just want to give him as many games as I can. But you can see the starting lineup here. It's a pretty standard lineup for us. Only them, sort of 2 changes to Gregory and Montegriffo. And a potential clash which College Europa could meet the winner of this side. I don't actually know if the other semi-final has been played yet. But either way, we should hopefully be winning this trophy next. And then looking, and turning our attentions back onto the league and the Rock Cup. And if we do manage to get to the Rock Cup final, I will, of course, livecom that because it will be potentially a quad. If we lose this game here today, of course, that won't be true. So we'll do the assistant and we'll go out there today. Lincoln versus Gibraltar United, the 2 big boys in the league. I don't think it's going to be that way for too much longer. There'll be 1 big boy in this league and then it will just be other teams scrapping and probably consistently changing, which isn't actually a good thing. We need consistency in our league. When I was with Aberystwyth, TNS consistently picked up 2nd as Lincoln take a surprising lead after 5 minutes. But yeah, when I was with Aberystwyth, TNS consistently picked up 2nd. And by the fact that they constantly picked up 2nd, it meant that we constantly knew they were going to be getting the money. And by them constantly getting the money, it meant they could constantly invest the money back into their own club or help them stay, help them sustain their financial status. And so, ideally, I'd want Lincoln to come 2nd, which may sound weird, but I do. I want them to consistently pick up Europa League football, consistently get the £80,000 for getting knocked out of the first round. And this season, it doesn't look like that's going to be likely. And it's a shame, really, as Durate misses a really good chance for us, and Moon is unable to get the rebound back towards goal. And you know what? We've not been playing really well. Montgomery's going to have to go off injured as well. Victor will be coming on, but that's a huge blow to lose Montgomery. That is not ideal. Coling as well, looking frustrated. Captain not having a very good game today. We're going to have to definitely have a go at the lads, because this is not good enough. We've been playing so well apart from that one game against Gibraltar Scorpions. I don't really want to be losing my second game of the season here. We should really be winning a quad and winning these leagues quite easily, almost going undefeated. In fact, I probably expect an undefeated season in the next year or two. Here's Catania. Moon whipping this one in. Little bit of luck. Victor with the ball somehow, and Moon with the goal. Get in there. 1-1. And it's been a long time coming, and we finally got it. Massive bit of luck, really, with this dodgy-ass clearance. Dude is unable to gill it away. And Victor lays it off really nicely, and Moon with a pretty good finish as well. So back in the game, really, we shouldn't have fallen behind from. Here is Burgess with the ball on that left-hand side to Durate. Play this one out wide. Finds Coling, hits the crossbar, and Victor is there for the rebound. I don't think it's offside. Get in there. Victor coming on as a sub for the injured Montgomery and giving us a decent lead. Coling still not looking particularly convincing out there. Neither is Harrison, though. May have to be making a few substitutions. I think Harrison. I can't really take Harrison off. Don't have a centre back on the bench. We will be taking Barcelo off, though. We will bring on Nick Norton-Rumbo, and we'll probably see the game out like this if we can. Victor's picked up a knock. God damn it! I don't need my two right midfielders injured again. That happened already this season. For a game, I actually played, I think, Victor with a slight knock for a full 90 minutes just because I didn't want to risk Montgomery, because I really wanted him to be fit. I didn't want a repeat injury from, force him to play football when he wasn't ready. But there is Victor on that knock. Let's hope it's nothing too long. In fact, let's hope both injuries are nothing too long. Brown with the ball now. Still on that right-hand side. Back to Victor. Coling trying to run off the last man. Brilliant ball in, and wow, what an assist from Victor. What an absolutely brilliant cross. And it's 3-1 on the day, and there you go. That is a scoreline I can get behind. That is a scoreline I'd expect from this match now. Even though Lincoln last year or the 2 years ago would have been troubling for me to come up against them, I expect at least 2-3 goal margin, ideally a clean sheet as well against them, because I know they've not got great players. Because of my under-21s, which I haven't actually looked at this update, so I'll definitely be doing that afterwards, looking at my under-21s as Catania almost scoring what I think would have been his first ever goal for the club from a cross. And in fact, we've still got an attack on here, and this could even be another goal. It's Durate hit the crossbar again. I thought that was side netting. Hit the crossbar twice there in them highlights, and it's still, we've got the ball in their half. I don't know if this is the last highlight of the game or not, but Burgess, let's see if we can get a shot away. Norton-Rumbo at Catania. Someone looked to whip this one across. No one's offering an option down the wings. Victor should be pushing out a lot wider, and as a result, that's just a poor pass from Brown. But now, I don't know why that highlight was shown there, in fact. But either way, we're through to the final of the Senior Premier League Division Cup Identity Crisis thing for another season. Looking to retain that. And in fact, that's a Rock Cup. We've got Gibraltar Phoenix. But who do we get? Do we know who we've got? I've got a load of things. We win the Senior Cup semi-final. We'll send the assistant there. Don't really mind too much. What do I do? Oh, he heaps praise on me for my halftime team talk. Thank you. I just had a right go at you, and you responded in the way I'd expect you to start the game. How long was Victor out injured for? I completely blipped over that. Victor is currently going to be out for 3 weeks, and Montgomery isn't actually a long-lasting injury, so that's great. Even though Victor did play well there, but with our under-21s, since I last left you off, I think all you'd seen was the 9-2 Belgium defeat, and as you can see, we've not done particularly well since then. We Lost 3-0 to Slovakia. We lost 4-1 to Bosnia and Herzegovina with a very late consolation goal. We took the lead against Hungary, but in the end capitulated as we lost 4-1 to them. And we lost 6-1 to Belgium, playing our strongest possible under-21s team. Yet again, it's the toughest game of the group, coming up against probably my best under-21s team. But then, even against Slovakia, we played my strongest under-21 squad that Gibraltar can field, and we lost 7-0 to them. Yet the slightly weakened team lost 3-0 to them. Overall, I just think it was a bad game, maybe from the lads. And we've got a friendly against Kazakhstan coming up. We've got Bosnia and Herzegovina left, and we've got Hungary before we end our qualifying for another stint. When will we come back into action? We'll come back into action 2019. So, still not doing too great there. How is the actual senior Gibraltar squad doing? Let's have a look at their schedule. That's how I do it. Schedule and fixtures, main fixtures. They've actually had a few friendlies. Not actually won any. Only lost narrowly to New Zealand. 5-0 to Iceland. 6-0 to Latvia. 4. Oh god, not particularly great. Almost beat Bermuda with Nick Norton-Rumbo and Callum Gregory getting 2 goals. Getting the goals from there. If it wasn't for an injury time, they would have actually got a draw against Bermuda. So that's not bad. They drew to Singapore. I actually don't think I've shown you that. Oh no, wait, I did. I think I did. But yeah, still looking for their first win. Hopefully they can get it against this guy. These guys, I know for a fact they are not a very strong nation because of the fact they are Chinese, or part of the Chinese thing, or whatever, Republic or something like that. In fact, they've got 2 flags. See the, whatever that is, yin yang karma thing, I think. And then it's like the Olympic flag there. I don't know what that's about. But yeah, they should hopefully beat these guys. 183rd in the world. We should have enough quality to overcome them, especially at home. Where is the Europa Point Stadium? Where is this 10,000 capacity stadium? Is this the quote-unquote like new stadium? Who plays there? Oh, it's just the International. So yeah, this is the quote like new stadium that would be built by the Gibraltar FA if, well, in real life, that's what they'd be hoping, wouldn't they? But I actually didn't know we had our own stadium. I always wondered what stadium we played at because it doesn't look like Victoria Stadium. We have an under-20s. We have an under-20s too. No, we don't. We should. If we ever get invited to some competition, we might. But either way, this will be it for now, guys. Next time I will meet you back will hopefully be an end-of-season thing. It'll probably, hopefully, be a live com. Rock Cup final. That'll be great. We've still got to overcome Gibraltar Phoenix, and then I think it's like 2 or 3 other teams then. But that could be likely. I think we're going to win the Senior League Cup. Who is actually left in that tournament? I didn't actually look. It's College Europa and Gibraltar Scorpions. Scorpions have shown us some problems this season, but I'd still say we can beat either of them. And in the league, how many points are we ahead? Currently 3. Hopefully we'll win the league around College Europa or Lincoln. It'd be nice to beat Lincoln again and win the league like we did last year. That was so nice. But either way, guys, this will be it for now. And until next time, peace out.